Item 425. Precast pressed rest concrete structural members. 1. Description. Furnish and erect precast pressed rest concrete members fabricated by pre-tensioning, post-tensioning, or a combination of the two. 2. Materials. Use materials that meet requirements of the following items. Item 420, concrete substructures. Item 421, hydraulic cement concrete. Item 426, post-tensioning. Item 427, surface finishes for concrete. Item 434, bridge bearings. Item 440, reinforcement for concrete. Item 442, metal for structures. Item 445, galvanizing. Item 448, structural field welding. DMS 4650, hydraulic cement concrete curing materials and evaporation retardants, and DMS 7300, precast concrete fabrication plants. 2.1 Press dressing hardware. Furnish press dressing hardware that meets the manufacturer's specifications. 2.2 Concrete. Furnish concrete of the class shown on the plans. 2.3 Press dressing steel. Furnish press dressing steel conforming to one of the following types. 7-wire steel strand meeting DMS 4500, steel strand, uncoated 7-wire stress relieved and low relaxation for pressed rest concrete. Alloy bars meeting ASTM A722, or steel wire meeting ASTM A421. Maintain copies of the manufacturer's certified domestic certification form D9PS1 for 7-wire steel strand and supply to the department upon request. Use 7-wire steel strand produced by a pre-qualified manufacturer on the list maintained by the construction division. The department may take samples in accordance with Text 710I to verify compliance with specification requirements. Assign an individual lot number to all bars from each size and heat, all wire from each coil, and all strand from each reel, and tag the material for accurate identification at the job site. Identify each lot of anchorage assemblies and couplers in a similar manner. Unidentified press dressing steel, anchorage assemblies, or couplers received at the site will be rejected. Loss of positive identification of these items at any time will be cause for rejection. 2.4 Post-tensioning system. Furnish post-tensioning system as required by item 426, post-tensioning and as shown on the plans. 3. Construction. Fabricate precast pressed rest concrete members in accordance with item 424, precast concrete structural members, fabrication, TxDOT. Fabricate railroad structures in accordance with the latest ARIMA manual for railway engineering and item 424, precast concrete structural members, fabrication, TxDOT. In the case of a conflict between the ARIMA manual and item 424, precast concrete structural members, fabrication, the more stringent requirements apply. 3.1 Handling, storing, hauling, and erection of precast pressed rest concrete members. Properly handle, store, haul, and erect all members so that they are placed in the structure in a manner to avoid excessive bending stresses and without damage. Lift members with approved lifting devices as shown on the shop drawings or as approved. Maintain beams in an upright position at all times, and raise and support them near the ends to prevent torsion unless approved on shop or erection drawings. Do not move members from the casting yard until all requirements of the pertinent items have been met. Haul beams to the project site after at least 7 days have elapsed since casting unless otherwise approved. The storage area must be clean and well drained. Prevent excessive or differential settlement of members by storing on stable ground and dunnage of sufficient size, shape, and strength to prevent crushing. Place dunnage a distance no more than 3% of the beam length from the beam ends. When approved, cantilever beams may be supported at locations other than near the ends. Support concrete box beams and U-beams under the solid end block area during handling, storage, hauling, and erection. Separate members with blocking arranged in vertical planes that will not crush under load when members are stacked. Stack members so lifting devices are accessible and undamaged. Use dunnage or blocking material that will not damage or stain the required finish. Rearrange improperly stored members and inspect them for damage. Members that are improperly stored and become cracked, warped, or otherwise damaged in storage may be rejected. Securely tie or brace all beams during erection in accordance with minimum erection and bracing standards. Protect traffic against falling objects during the erection of diaphragms and other structural members, during the placing of cast-in-place concrete, and during the erection and dismantling of forms when railroad or roadway traffic must be maintained beneath beams already placed. Protect traffic with nets or flooring with openings not larger than 1 inch or as approved. Fit mating surfaces to prevent excessive grout leakage when erecting precast pressed-rest concrete bridge deck panels. Fill the joint with grout or seal it with an acceptable caulking compound before placing the cast-in-place portion of the slab if such fit is not provided. Finish surfaces of beams or other members after slab placement in accordance with Section 420.4.13, Ordinary Surface Finish, and Item 427, Surface Finishes for Concrete. Correct beam discrepancies including, but not limited to horizontal misalignment or variations in vertical camber, to achieve a satisfactory completed structure at no additional expense to the department. Correction may require replacement of the member. 3.2 Packaging, storing, and handling of press-dressing steel. Protect press-dressing steel against physical damage and rust or other results of corrosion, from manufacture to grouting or encasing in concrete. Press-dressing steel with physical damage will be rejected. Replace any reel containing broken wires. Provide wire that is bright and uniformly colored, without foreign matter or pitting on the surface. Package press-dressing steel in containers or shipping forms for protection from physical damage and corrosion during shipping and storage. A corrosion inhibitor must be placed in the package or form. Incorporated in a corrosion inhibitor carrier type packaging material, or applied directly to the steel when permitted. The corrosion inhibitor must not have deleterious effect on the steel, concrete, or bond strength of steel to concrete. Inhibitor carrier type packaging material must conform to the provisions of Federal Specification MIL PRF 3420G. Immediately replace damaged packaging or forms, or restore them to original condition. Have the shipping package or form clearly marked with the corrosion inhibitor type, packaging date, and a statement that the package contains high-strength press-dressing steel. Handle press-dressing steel carefully to avoid abrading, nicking, or kinking the strand, bar, or wire. Protect press-dressing steel from damage and corrosion by storing it above the ground on platforms, skids, or other approved supports. Any pitting or tightly adhering rust on press-dressing steel will be cause for rejection of the steel. Do not weld or torch cut near any press-dressing steel, so that it is not exposed to weld spatter, direct heat, or short-circuit current flow. When press-dressing steel for post-tensioning is installed in the ducts, any rust that forms during the first 14 days after installation will not be cause for rejection of the steel. For measurement. This item will be measured by the foot, square yard, cubic yard, or each member. This is a plan's quantity measurement item. The quantity to be paid is the quantity shown in the proposal, unless modified by Article 9.2, Plan's quantity measurement. Additional measurement or calculations will be made if adjustments of quantities are required. 5. Payment. The work performed and materials furnished in accordance with this item and measured as provided under measurement will be paid for at the unit price bid for pressed rest concrete of the specified structural component and type or size. This price is full compensation for fabricating, hauling, and erection of the members, furnishing and tensioning of press-dressing steel, furnishing and placing reinforcing steel and duct, furnishing and placing bearing plates, elastomeric bearings, bars, anchorage plates, and appurtenances, grouting holes, repairs, special treatment of end anchorages and shoes as required, erection bracing, and equipment, labor, tools, and incidentals. Precast pressed concrete bridge deck panels will not be paid for directly but will be subsidiary to pertinent items. Precast pressed concrete piling will be paid for as specified in item 409, Prestressed concrete piling. No additional compensation will be made for alternate designs or for any increase in quantities required to accommodate alternate designs, including quantities paid for under other items.